Hi there, Camp Director Jan Stoner back to show you the different web page types that are available to use with Google Sites. After you watch this video, you will be able to differentiate between different page types and choose the appropriate page type for your ePortfolio page creations. Once again, we're going to open up Google Chrome to find our sites. And oh, this is an added benefit here. You see this drawing was the 2014 Doodle for Google winner by Audrey Zhang, age 11, folks. And she depicted if she could invent any invention to improve the world, what would it be? And she says it would be a water purifier to help places in the world without enough clean water. So good for Audrey. Congratulations to her. That's a big deal. Anyway, now we're going to go back to our apps launcher, and we're going to go to Sites, which we got to find. I went to More and then More, even More, and it's under Home and Office down here, Sites. Hopefully yours are closer to the start page than this. Here we are at our Sites page, and if you recall from an earlier video, I created a site called ePortfolio Demo, and that's the site I'm going to open now for us to use for this video. You'll see that so far the only page we have here is our home page. We are going to have to click on the Add New Page button, and again, in all this technology, the plus sign usually means adding or something new, so we're going to click on that. Here we are in that window for Create a Page in the site ePortfolio Demo. We're not going to really create one right now, so we're not going to name anything, but you will have to have a name when you do this, when you really create the page. You'll see here we have a drop-down window of page templates, and there are 4 from which to choose, 4 pages. Web page, announcements, file cabinet, and list, and those are the ones we'll be looking at today. Should you forget all this, this little link here takes you to Google Support, and that will highlight the different page types in detail. Here it is, the guide to different page types. Okay. But right now we're going to go back here to create a new page, and we're going to look at web pages. Web pages are the simplest kind of page. They are created within your site's theme, so whatever theme you pick, the web page will mirror that type. In terms of content, you can write text, you can embed files, and you can arrange content to your liking on a web page. There are standard formatting controls such as bold and italics and headings and bullet points, so it's pretty versatile in arranging how it looks. You can add links, attach documents from your hard drive to the bottom of the page, and users within our loy.org domain would be allowed to comment on your pages if you allow commenting. Note that as a domain, we don't allow commenting to people outside of loy.org, so anybody just on the web who were looking at your site wouldn't be able to add comments, but more about that in a little while. So to show you an example of a web page, we're going to go back to our loy.org my sites here, and we're going to go down to the online PD site that we created for the summer. Alright, so this, our home page for the summer PD site, is a web page type. So we've added a lot of different content to it, and you can see it's pretty versatile. Let's go back and look at another type. We'll look at the announcements page. An announcement page is like a blog page. You can use it for commenting, and it displays posts in chronological order, starting from the most recent. For our ePortfolios, this is quite a good page type to use if you want to include reflection in your ePortfolio. To show you an illustration of that, we're going to go back to our summer site and come down to the Flipped Classroom module one. Pete McNulty and Steve Lau are making use of announcement pages for their Module 1. So Steve and Pete have asked their participants to comment on the bottom here on the bottom of their page instead of the blog like we were using. So this is the example of an announcement page is allowing comments. We'll go back to the Create Page and we'll look at at a different template. The next one down is the file cabinet, and much like its name depicts, the file cabinet allows you to store content in an organized file cabinet type manner. To see an example of that, we're going to go back to our LAPD site and actually the resources page. The resources page is an example of a file cabinet web page. Here we are on our resources page from the summer website, and you can see here this is an online file cabinet, so you can add files. We see here we have a Word file. You can add links. We have a link to somewhere. I'm sure we do. Well, we can add a link, a web link, or a link to a different page. You can even add content from a Google Drive. Click on that and you'll see my Google Drive. You can see it's as simple as selecting a file and then clicking the select button to add content from the Google Drive. And you can control who sees things by the permissions on your Google Drive folders. I'm going to cancel that for now. You can organize it also. You can move to different folders. You can add folders. So you can see it's a really good way to organize. Obviously you can delete, and followers can subscribe to changes you may be making in these web pages. Although if you're going to be making a lot of changes, I wouldn't subscribe to that way. Oh, and this is also a comments page. People can comment on it at the bottom. You can see from the file cabinet page that this is a great way to add content, but you can also see there's not a lot of room for commenting or reflections. I mean, you can comment at the bottom, but in terms of organizing a reflection page, I think your best bet would be the announcements page or just a regular web page. So this I would use just for storing things, more of a showcase instead of the reflection. The final page we're going to look at is the list page, and that's back here in our ePortfolio demo list. As the name implies, this type of page allows you to make and organize vertical lists of content, of information. The list can be customized, and it is easy to add, edit, and remove items. Viewers can also sort what's on there. So it's kind of like a spreadsheet in many ways. For our purposes, I believe this is the least applicable to an ePortfolio site, but I do want to show you what one looks like. For that, we're going to stay in this ePortfolio demo site, and I'm going to show you a list page. This is an example of a list page I created. You can see here there are columns, and you can change the names of these. You could put a little reflection, but obviously it's pretty short here. And then the content would be below that. So it's something to keep in mind, but I don't think it's really something we would want to use for your ePortfolios. Okay, so we've covered the basic page types that are available for use in the ePortfolio. And you might be asking yourself now, well, can I change a page type after I've created it? And the short answer to that is yes. However, there is a bit of caution I would make to you. You may, in fact, lose content that doesn't quite fit in the new page template. And I can show you that here. I made a copy of the list test page, and then I changed it to a different page type. And you can see here the file is still here, but all those columns are gone because I converted it to a web page. So as you can see, it's not a good idea. It's better to have a plan for each page before you create it. That way you can minimize any editing that you're going to have to do or recreating you would have to do. Take some time now and fully consider how you're going to use this website before you start creating pages. But if you did want to change it, here's a real quick way to do it. You open up the gear here and you would go to Page Templates and Change Page Template. Here is the Change Page Template, and this is where you would select the new template. But we're going to cancel that now. Alright campers, those are the basics on page types. We learned about the different types of pages and the different content you can place in pages. So it's getting rather late. Before the skeeters carry me off, it's time to close and truck over to the next assignment. Bye-bye for now.